Ever wonder why you keep ending up in the friend zone? Yeah, I hear you. It's probably the most complained about dating scenario for guys, right after ghosting. You're a good guy, you're nice, you're supportive, and somehow, you always end up as her confidant, her emotional support system, the one she vents to about all the other guys she's actually dating. It stings, I get it. You feel like you're doing everything right, but you're still stuck in romantic purgatory. Well, here's the thing. What if I told you the friend zone isn't some mystical trap she puts you in? What if it's a cage you accidentally built for yourself? What if the very things you think are helping you are actually pushing her away? Today, we're going to tear down those walls. We're going to get brutally honest about why you're there, what you've been doing wrong, and exactly what you need to start doing differently if you ever want to escape it. Or even better, if you want to avoid it entirely in the future. Trust me, this isn't going to be what you want to hear, but it's definitely what you need to hear. Let's dive in. Let's just get this out of the way right now. The friend zone isn't some mystical prison she traps you in. It's a cell you build yourself, brick by brick, with good intentions and terrible execution. Honestly, it's not her fault. It's not because you're too nice, even though that's what you probably tell yourself. It's a direct consequence of your actions, or more often, your lack of action. You're trying to earn attraction, like it's a reward for being agreeable instead of actually creating it. Think about it. You meet a girl, you like her. What do? You probably start being helpful. You listen to her problems. You're always there. You never rock the boat. You become the safest, most predictable option in her life. And you think that eventually, she'll just magically see you as boyfriend material because of all that effort. But that's not how attraction works, honey. Someone's probably already typing, but GG, I'm genuinely just trying to be a good friend. Yeah, and you wonder why she treats you like one. The friend zone isn't a malicious act on her part. It's a signal. It's a clear sign that you haven't sparked her romantic interest. And a lot of the time, that's on you. Stop blaming her. Look inward. The friend zone is a symptom, not the actual disease. So, what exactly are those good intentions and terrible execution I'm talking about? You think being the nice guy is your golden ticket. It's actually your one-way pass to the emotional support animal role. Let me break down what that means. You're always available, right? She calls, you answer. She needs a ride, you're there. She's upset about some random dude. You're on the phone for an hour, listening to her pour her heart out. You agree with everything she says. You never challenge her. You become her human diary, her therapist, her convenient ride, her free tech support, but never ever the guy she wants to actually date. Because you're too busy being a doormat. This isn't being nice, guys. This is showing a profound lack of self-respect and zero boundaries. Women want a partner, someone who stands on equal footing, someone with their own opinions and convictions, not a shadow. They want someone who has a life, who can push them a little, who makes them feel something beyond just comfortable. If you're constantly seeking validation by doing endless favors, or if you're afraid to ever disagree or assert yourself, you're essentially telling her, my needs don't matter as much as yours. And that, my friend, is not attractive. Nice without boundaries or assertiveness is invisible. And sometimes, it's even actively unattractive. Speaking of invisibility, a huge part of this trap is what you're not saying. You're playing a long game of charades, hoping she'll magically decipher your secret romantic feelings. Newsflash. She won't. And if she does, it's probably too late. This is probably the biggest friend zone mistake. You treat her like a friend. You talk about her dating life, offer endless emotional support, and you never make a real move. You don't flirt. You don't escalate. You don't clearly signal your romantic interest. Then, months down the line, after she's already started seeing you as just a buddy, you drop the bombshell that you always liked her. That's not romantic, guys. That's confusing. It can even feel a little dishonest. You rob her of the chance to see you as a romantic prospect from the very beginning. You're basically saying, I value avoiding rejection more than I value being honest about my feelings. You're prioritizing comfort over courage. You're so afraid of hearing no that you choose to take the safe route, which ironically guarantees rejection in the long run. Because if she thinks you're just a friend, she's going to treat you like one. And when you finally reveal your feelings, it feels like a bait and switch. She's been pouring her heart out to her friend, and suddenly that friend wants more. It's a lot to process, and it often just puts her off. I bet someone's saying, but what if she rejects me right away? Good. At least, you know, instead of spending 6 months or even a year in limbo wondering and hoping. Be clear. Be direct. Be brave. Show your intentions early. Okay, so being direct is key. But what else are you missing when it comes to sparking real attraction? Newsflash, buddy. Niceness isn't a currency for attraction. Confidence, purpose, and a dash of playful challenge are. Look, women are not looking for a puppy dog who just agrees with everything she says and follows her around. She's looking for a partner who has his own opinions, his own life, and isn't afraid to gently push back or playfully tease her. This isn't about being mean or arrogant, not at all. It's about showing personality. It's about displaying strength and the fact that you're not easily swayed or intimidated. It signals that you're secure enough in yourself to be authentic, flaws and all, and that you actually have standards. It's also about showing her that you have ambition, that you have goals, that you have a life that excites you, independent of her. That magnetic energy you feel from someone, that's what's missing when you're stuck in the friend zone. You're often too busy trying to be safe and inoffensive that you forget to be interesting. You avoid any kind of tension, even positive, playful tension, because you're worried you might say the wrong thing. But that tension, that playful back and forth is where chemistry lives. It makes conversations engaging. It creates curiosity. It's what signals a deeper, more exciting connection is possible. Attraction is built on respect, on challenge, and on an engaging personality, not just pleasantries and endless agreement. And a huge part of that engaging personality, that magnetic energy, comes from your own world, separate from hers. If her world is your entire universe, you're not a romantic lead, you're a satellite. Think about it. Do you have hobbies, passions, friends, career goals that don't involve her? Or does your entire schedule revolve around her availability? Are you waiting for her to text you to decide what you're doing that night? When you lack your own identity, your own purpose, and your own fulfilling life outside of one specific person, you become a filler character in her story, not the co-star of your own. This isn't about ignoring her or playing games. It's about being a whole, complete person before you try to integrate with someone else. A full life makes you interesting. It makes you desirable. It shows you bring something significant to the table besides just availability. It creates a healthy sense of distance and makes your time with her more valuable because she knows you have other things going on. Imagine you're talking to someone who has amazing stories from their weekend, adventures, who's passionate about their work, who has a strong friend group. Don't they just naturally seem more attractive than someone whose only highlight is binge-watching Netflix and waiting for a text back? The answer is obvious. You need to be the main character of your own story. Prioritize your own life, your passions, your growth. Go pursue that hobby. Dedicate time to your fitness. Build your career. When you're genuinely engaged in your own life, you emit a different kind of energy. And that energy, that's what draws people in. You can't unfriend zone yourself by just wishing it away. It requires action, boundaries, and sometimes a little distance. So, you've recognized the pitfalls. You're ready to build your world and be more direct. Now, how do you actually do something about the friend zone situation? Or better yet, prevent it entirely? First, if you're already deep in the friend zone with someone you like, you need direct communication. This is the hardest part. You need to have a conversation like, look, I genuinely value our friendship, but I also have feelings for you that are more than just platonic. I need to know if there's any potential for that on your side, or if this is as far as it goes. Be prepared for any answer, and respect it. Second, create space. If she says she's not interested, or even if you haven't been direct yet, pull back. Don't be her go-to emotional support. Don't always initiate contact or make yourself constantly available. Let her feel your absence. This isn't about playing games. It's about reestablishing your value and showing you have boundaries. It also gives you space to detach emotionally. Third, for future interactions, escalate or eliminate. If you're starting fresh with someone new, make your intentions clear early. Flirt. Suggest dates, not just hanging out. Use light, appropriate touch. If she doesn't reciprocate those signals, move on. Don't linger in the maybe zone for weeks or months. Your time is valuable. And finally, the most important, work on yourself. All the stuff we talked about in the previous chapters. Confidence isn't a switch you flip. It's a muscle you build over time through intentional action and self-improvement. Be intentional, be brave, and don't be afraid to walk away if your intentions aren't reciprocated. Sometimes, even with all the right moves, it just doesn't work out. And honestly, that's okay. Here's the hard truth. Sometimes, no matter what you do, she just won't be interested. And that's not a failure. It's information. Let me be clear. Not every woman will be attracted to you, even if you do everything right. Attraction isn't a simple formula you can solve every single time. Your goal isn't to force someone to like you. It's to be the best version of yourself, to understand how attraction works, and to find someone who naturally reciprocates that interest and energy. Don't internalize rejection as a personal failing. See it as redirection. See it as an opportunity to learn. It means that person wasn't the right fit for you anyway. Focus on preventing the friend zone in future interactions by being assertive, clear, and confident from the start. You need to value your time and your emotional energy. Don't waste it on someone who doesn't see your worth or isn't on the same page. Your worth isn't determined by one person's attraction to you. It's about how you carry yourself, how you respect yourself, and how you engage with the world. Take what you've learned here, adjust your approach, and move forward with self-respect. So, what does this all mean for you, moving forward? So, there it is. The uncomfortable truth about the friend zone. It's not a curse. It's a consequence. You learned that being nice, without clear intentions and strong boundaries, can actually be a recipe for romantic disaster. We talked about why hiding your true feelings isn't noble, it's just confusing, and how building your own and incredible life is the most attractive thing you can possibly do. The biggest takeaway? Stop hoping she'll magically figure out you like her. Start showing her. Be direct, be confident, and have the self-respect to walk away if what you want isn't what she's offering. This isn't about manipulating anyone. It's about being authentic and demanding respect for your own desires. It's about being a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go for it. So, what are you going to do differently this week? Seriously, I want to know. Drop a comment below and tell me one thing you're going to change, one action you're going to take to stop building those friend zone walls. And if this hits a little too close to home, maybe hit that subscribe button for more reality checks you probably need. You're welcome. Now, go get 'em.